that the many mushrooming churches that we are having, some of them, they are the witch doctors who have turned themselves to be prophets because they want to attract people. They want to attract people. But when you are there, you will hear them now referring to some of the things of witchcraft. But here, they have dressed themselves like prophets.
Zico is a journalist. He comments on doctrinal matters. Whatever gives Zico $1 is what he will publish. At best, he's a journalist. He's a journalist. 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 Journalist.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and this is a perfect day for me to show you this video that I do want to show you. This is something that I've talked about. Nagambo started a capital, and there was backlash yakanyanya, backlash wombe from vanhu vazhinji who are concerned panapa. We've got Amai, Dr. Yuna Guti, the senior Archbishop in Zayoja, forward in faith. She says something that I've said before, months before. Ndakazvitaura inini, ndakazvitaura. I talked about it, and this is a warning kuvanhu vanoda machurch akomazuvano akawanda chiporofita like chine kameka deliverance like kanotange vanhu muri kudzurwa zvinhu kuitange vanhu muri kushandirwa kutange muri kunamatirwa something like that. Machurch ane maporofita aenda chimukurumbira kunyanya kunana chitungwiza vanhu anenge vaine maprofeti so vandombotaura kuti havasi maporofita echokwadi. I tell you, I always tell you, and I want you to hear it from Amai Guti. We are just going to watch the 2 videos now. But before we do that, if you have got anything that has got to do with fencing, any fencing need, urudama fence, kumba kwako, and dot mobate light on fencing, fix and supply, these are the best. Wakoma na page here. Rakahekwa page ravashandisa. This is a hacked page right now, but munoona maproducts awo achiri kubuda ipapa. Vane new page rakanzi light on fencing, which you can follow, and they are putting their updates there. As you can see, munofollow vanokuitirai ese matype emafenzi, vanokuitirai kwese kwamanenge muri. These are the best. I've worked with these guys for quite long. Contact light on fencing, fix and supply. And also don't forget kutamba ma virtual games pa Spin City. Munotamba kandege unogona kutoswera waita mari. So unoshandisa promo code rangu pakuregister rakanzi zigo iro, and then you play zvinhu zviedzwa chembere kwachivi yakakanga mabwe ikaseva moto. Unotanga one $1 uchitamba $1 uchiona kuti aufai nogona kupinda muwaya. Asi kana uine experience, uine license, unogona kutambo 100. Amai Guti vari kuti chii?
40. He goes on to say, we don't believe, we believe that if we are sick, we call the elders of the church. According to James 5, verse 14, the elders of the church, they will come and lay their hands upon you and pray for you, and even put some oil on you, which is biblical. Not all the oil that has been taken to the mountain and then they will be brought. No.
Which oil?
And he says, we don't believe in going to those who call themselves prophets and give you water in the bottle and do funny things to put fear in you. My beloved, I'm not playing. It's not that I don't have any message to jump here, but this is very important. This is very important. We don't mix this worship with any other worship. You know yourself as much as I know, some of us, that the many mushrooming churches that we are having, some of them, they are the witch doctors who have turned themselves to be prophets because they want to attract people. They want to attract people. But when you are there, you will hear them now referring to some of the things of witchcraft. But here, they have dressed themselves like prophets. Prophets. A prophet who asks you, your neighbor, does he smell to you when you see him? I mean, what has that to do with me? How about if he has his own problems? You say, your neighbor, yeah, oh yeah, I think the other day he did not smell to me. You say, yeah, because he's one now. Zion of what in faith, are you hearing it? I'm not wasting time. I'm not wasting time. Our Father never taught us that. And the doctrine that he was given by Jesus Christ, which is the doctrine of the true word of God, never says that. Never says that. We don't believe in going to those who call themselves prophets and give you water in the bottle and do funny things to put fear in you. The true prophets, according to the word of God, encourage you and build your faith in God, according to 1 Corinthians 14, verse 3 to 4. Says, but he who prophesies speaks edification.
Let me play another clip as well. This is on a separate day.
He says, we believe that if we are sick, we call the elders of the church, according to James 5:14. We don't believe in going to those who call themselves prophets and give you water in the bottle and do funny things to put fear in you. We don't believe in that. In our church doctrine, the doctrine that our Father was given by Jesus Christ, who is the foundation of it, we don't believe in going to prophets who will go and give us water and intimidate us instead of encouraging us. Because 1 Corinthians 14 verse 3 says, he who prophesies speaks edification and exhortation and comfort to men. But when he speaks intimidation to me and puts fear in me, that's not the true prophet. By the way, do you know that there are witch doctors who are saying they are prophets because they know that people are rushing to go to prophets and they are no more getting what their business going on. And they have turned themselves to be prophets. But then when you sit under them, you'll hear the way they operate like a witch doctor because that's where they are coming from. But outside, they pretend to be a church. Did you know that?
So what is so important to me in this message is the warning that she gave, which I've talked about. We've got a lot of witch doctors, nganga, and also maporofita, not quote unquote the prophets that we know from the Pentecostal churches, but maporofita, anamadzibaba, chichichi, nguchuku, what and this. A lot of these prophets, they've actually rebranded. Most of them, a lot of these ngangas, they've actually rebranded and they are now wearing suits. I know them. I actually know them. Vazhinji ndotovaziva kuti uyu neuyu vamwe vacho ndototaura navo, vamwe vacho ndotoshanda navo. I know them. And mumwe wacho munotomubhiga, mumwe wacho munotomuda, munotomuisa pamaporofita, munoti ndeye chokwadi muporofita, but iye ndewenhema. and I stand by my word. Ncharamba chingotira ndewe nhema muprofita, asi muprofita waMwari, haana chaMwari chiri maari, muprofita wenhema. Vanhu ava ing'anga vazhinji vacho. Vanhu ava havasi maprofita amunoziva as prophets from a Pentecostal church, but ndo vanhu vatotaura nguo tsvuku, that kind of thing. So what they've done is they've rebranded, and they are now wearing suits. Vanopfeka masutu, and then they come and they start doing what they do in church. You hear them with their language, vanotaura nyaya dzemashiripiti, nyaya dzekushereketwa, nyaya dzekubatsira. That's what they do. Malip avo anopoya, because that is what they are. They don't speak the usual language that we know from the churches, from the Bible. And mark them, they avoid talking about Jesus. They avoid preaching the word of God. Bible, and then they start doing deliverance, they start doing prophecy. And want to make a session, imwe session yinzi ndeye kupwanya hari, imwe session yinzi ndeye kupiwa mvura, imwe session ndeye kudi, they do funny things. And kana vakavarairwa unonzwa kutaura zvemachira, kuti amachira anofana kuzonzwai, ningichi vanhu chedu chinofana kuzonzwai, chi. It's like they are apologetic to zvinhu zvinoita nezve-ATR, because that is where they get their powers. They are apologetic kuzvinhu zvine zvokuita nemazai nemvura nechi, because that is where they get their powers. But most of them, they are wolves in sheep's clothing. Kunyanya wandikutaura muprofita wandikutaura munofarira zingaitwa mune mchingoti ndikangotaura about maprofita echokwadi munoreza zita rake, asi muprofita wechokwadi. And I stand by my word. I actually have insurmountable proof that that man is a fake prophet. Ndine proof yekuti ndikaibuditsa proof yo ndikaibuditsa, and he cannot stand anywhere, whether in a court of law, whether in what do you call it, in a public square, whether in a debate, whether he cannot stand even in church make achitaura kuti zigo, you cannot prove me that I'm a false prophet. I can. So my prophet akawanda, nganga idzi dzakawanda, who have rebranded and they are now wearing suits. Madzita emachechi avanenge ari fani. History yavo inotonetsa kunzwisa kuti makakura mamapinda chechi ipi muchikura makatanga rini wanotenga wangonyuka. So that's why we are calling it the mushrooming of these prophetic churches. And they do funny stuff in church. Vanopwanya hari muchechi, vanoita zvemasouti muchechi, vanoita zvemazai muchechi. Language yavo so hameno zvairi. Beware of those people. Vazhinji venyu muchanorombeswa ikoko. Beware. Inini I would appreciate vanhu vakaita sona madzibaba masango vekuti I know kuti uyu munhu ndimadzibaba, mangwana hasu yada kundinyebera kuti inini ndiri wePentecost. I would appreciate munhu anoti inini ndiri ng'anga, inini ndiri sekuru tasvu. I know kuti ava ndisekuru, havasikuya mangwana vachida kundinyebera kuti inini ndiri muprofita ningi. I would appreciate, I would be safe with people like that, because I know them for who they are, than a wolf which is in a sheep's clothing. Munhu arikuya akapfeka suit obva anyebera tange Bible, totomuitira hosting, tomuitira ushering, totamba praise and worship tichiti we are praising Jehovah, tiri kunamata Jesu wemakristo, yet he is getting his powers from somewhere else. That is what my Guti is talking about. Indakakudzai before these things. Inini wana ndataura chinhu. Guys, I want you to mark my words. Mgona inini ndataura chinhu. Inini mgona ndataura chinhu. Ndenge ndiri correct. Chinhu chanotaura pakamera. Ndoti ndingi pakamera, inini ndoya pakamera ndokudza kuti this and this and this. Then ndiri correct. Then ndiri correct. Your favorite prophet is not a prophet. Your favorite prophet is not a prophet. He is a sangoma. He is a witch doctor. That's why he acts in the way he no acts nayo. As maporofita wewe. As. And go and ask him, tell him, anyway kwa mnoda ndauye, I will prove him. Kunyanya kana achida in a court of law, I can actually prove him. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now 2025, and the first thing that I do is to remind you that I'm still a proud brand ambassador of Logos Solar Tech. Today, nambenda nawo kuti vanoinstalla inonzi Zigo package. Inonzi Zigo package because it was first installed kumba kwangu, and it's exclusively products inema must batteries, must inverters, must what handisi expect handisi nyatsoziva. Saka ndauya naMr Kech an expect wekulocal solar tech timbovabvunza kuti zvakamira sei. Yakamira sei package yedu?
So Zico package is a 3.2 kVA solar system in a just must products. So this package, it powers a 0.5 horsepower bore pump. It powers a class A fridge, power TV, you buy power my lights, energy saver lights up to 15. And then zvimwe zvese entertainment, charge some phone, my laptops, Wi-Fi, zvese zvinenge zvingori ngwengwengwe.
Is it affordable because Zigo represent the economic class here?
Very affordable. This package, yes, a fixed supply price, it goes for 1,480. Zvese zvopera. Exactly.
Alright, koma package vane mari vanenge vachinzana sei?
Kana takuenda pamusoro apa, titakudawo from 5 kVA, 6.2 kVA, of which yedu isusu inotangira pa $2,400 ndo inova iyo ye 5 kVA. And then toenda pamusoro tenge takuitawo ma 10 kilowatt solar systems, of which aya anenge akuitwawo ma prices anoendera nekudesignwa kunenge kwaitwa solar system yacho.
Alright, then lastly, vanoda zvekutaurirana vema-layby, vema-terms, ma-civil servant, nevane ma-customized service, vanokubatai here.
So kana makuda pakuitwa zvema-payment plan facilities or credit facility, with just 1.5 you can have this solar system. What deposit 70% of 1.5, and then the balance we attend in 2 months, obva wapedza unakirwa wako nemagetsi ako.
Wanakirwa waenda. Manumbers awasikuataura ndo ari kubuda pa screen apa. Saka as long as Zigo ari brand ambassador welocal solar tech, you get the best service as far as my solar installation and everything is concerned.